Go.
So we're on Sunrise Highway in Wantagh, New York. Probably looks familiar to many of you. Time to talk about space cushion driving. Space cushion driving is where you learn to keep space between you and the vehicles around you. We've talked about the safe following distance. You always want to stay one full car length between you and the driver that's in front of you for every 10 miles per hour of speed that you are traveling. So, if you're on a road where you're traveling 30 miles per hour, the safe following distance is 3 car lengths between you and the driver in front of you. Obviously, the faster you're going, the more distance you're going to need. Another way of determining a safe following distance is the 3-second rule. And the 3-second rule, very simply, works like this. You focus your eyes on a stationary object up the road. Please don't use stop signs. Watch the vehicle in front of you pass by that stationary object. So as we watch the car on the left go underneath the Westbury sign, we'll start our count. 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Then we pass that same fixed point. If we finish our count and then pass the same fixed point, and again, don't use stop signs. If we finish our count, then we have a safe following distance. If you are in the middle of the 3-second count, when you pass it, like 1001, and you've already gone past it, then you do not have a safe following distance. Now, space cushion driving is going to require excellent scanning techniques. It's going to require you to use your mirrors constantly, always know what's going on around you, behind you. Very important that you are always aware of your surroundings. Space cushion driving also really is not the easiest thing to do unless you're maybe in some remote location like Montana or Idaho, maybe even Utah in certain parts, Wyoming. But here on Long Island, it's really not so easy to make sure that nobody is directly next to you on either your right or left, and that nobody is right up on you on your back. The only part of space cushion driving that you can really control is the space that's in front of you. Always keep space in front of you so that way you know you can always maintain a safe following distance and leave yourself an out. When we talk about what's called the Smith system, okay, it might be something that you learned in your lecture class, but the Smith system has 5 points to it. The first point of the Smith system is to look well ahead. Don't look down at the road, look up the road. Focus your eyes well ahead of your vehicle. The second part of the Smith system is to get the big picture. Make sure that you see everything. Don't just look at the road directly in front of you. Look to the right, look to the left, look behind you. Use your mirrors constantly. In fact, when it comes to using your mirrors, you should use your rear view mirror every 5 to 8 seconds. Oh, you might think that's crazy, but as long as you have the mirror adjusted correctly where you don't have to worry about raising your head to look in the mirror, every 5 to 8 seconds is simple. Then the third part of the Smith system is to keep your eyes moving. Learn to use proper scanning techniques. The fourth part, as we talk about space cushion driving, the fourth part is to leave yourself an out. Always maintain a safe following distance anytime you drive. When you keep a safe following distance, you're going to avoid accidents. Okay? And the last part of the Smith system is to make sure they see you. Always make sure that others see you. Okay? When we talk about making sure that others see you, we're talking about communication, like eye contact, verbal communication, hand gestures, flashing your lights, using your brake lights, using your hazard lights. There's so many different types of communication, and let's not forget the turn signal. All these types of communication between you and other drivers is all part of making sure that they see you. So in reviewing the Smith system, look well ahead. Aim high in steering. Get the big picture. Make sure that you see everything around you. Scan the road. Use your eyes. Make sure you're using your eyes effectively. Leave yourself an out. Always keep a safe following distance. If you maintain a safe following distance, you'll be able to be alert, be aware, and be safe on our roadways. And make sure that they see you. Always use your headlights. When are you supposed to use your headlights? Does anybody know when you're supposed to use your headlights? Yeah, everybody's going to say when it's dark, and you might even hear people say when it's raining. Okay? Well, specifically, you're supposed to use your headlights from 1/2 hour after sunset until 1/2 hour before dawn. And what's that other time? When it's raining? No. When you're using your windshield wipers. Yeah, okay, you're going to use your windshield wipers in the rain, but it doesn't specifically say that you have to use your wipers when it's raining. It says to use your headlights when you're using your windshield wipers. And if you're using your wipers, you got to have your headlights on. In New York State, it is against the law to not have your headlights on when you're driving during those times and when using your wipers. Now, not when you're just cleaning your window, of course. It's when you're using your wipers constantly for rain or sleet or hail or fog. Fog. There's a topic we haven't discussed. Fog. When dealing with fog, there's moisture in fog, and the fog rises. So I ask you, when driving through fog, you must always use your blank beams. And 90% of you are sitting there saying, high beams. And that would be wrong, because the high beams will only reflect off the fog and send that light right back to you. Always use your low beams. Low beam headlights point down at the road and at the fog line. Fog lights, if your vehicle is equipped with fog lights. Fog lights are lower, pointed down at the ground. They are lower than the low beam headlights. So the fog lights would be most effective in the fog, but the low beam headlights that most cars use, never use your high beams. Using your high beams, the fog has moisture in it. The moisture and the fog rises, and the next thing you know, your headlights hit the fog and they bounce right back at you. So never use your high beams in the fog. And I know a lot of you were thinking high beams. Now you know that's not the correct answer. Approaching another busy intersection. Trying to keep that safe space cushion around us. By staying in a right lane, it's a little less of a space cushion because you're not worried about anybody that's traveling next to you on your right unless they're driving illegally. Notice the distance we're traveling between the car in front of us. This way, if the vehicle in front of us should stop for any reason, you will have time to safely stop without crashing into the car in front of you. Safe following distance. See the road between you and the stopped car in front of you. Now there we should have tried to apply the move over law a little bit better. Anytime a police car, an ambulance, fire truck, even a tow truck is working on the side of the road, New York State has what they call the move over law. And the move over law means any stopped emergency vehicle, you have to move over one lane out of their way. Another law that unfortunately came into play due to the fact that a police officer was killed while ticketing a vehicle on a parkway upstate New York approximately 15 years ago. Could you imagine being the driver that was pulled over only to have tragedy strike while you're sitting there? Again, safe following distance, another illegal car driving down what is not a turn lane. And what's the point? It's a no turn on red anyhow. People are going to do what they want to do. They're going to take chances. And what you have to do is be alert, be aware, and stay away from other people's mistakes. You spend a lot of money on your cars. Your life is worth a lot more. So make sure. Truck is stuck in first gear here. car go under the sign. 1001, 1002, 1003. Okay, I might have been a little bit close. Could speed up the count a little bit. But no matter how you slice it, if he stops, I've got time to stop. Riding a motorcycle without the proper clothing, you're asking for trouble. Motorcycle rider coming towards us wearing nothing but a sleeveless t-shirt and shorts. Trying to keep a safe space cushion around us with all these trucks on this road. Not the easiest thing to do. You try to work your way in there. Always being aware of what's going on around you. Let's try to fit into the middle here and try to keep space on our right, space on our left, and the space in front of us. Again, there's no way you can control three of those. The space behind you, the space to the right, and the space to the left. But the one in front of you, you always have the control over. Speed limit on this road increased to 50 miles per hour. Watching out for the pedestrians in the middle. Appears to be slowing down considerably, but that's the way the traffic flow is. Always follow the turn lane and try not to brake until you're actually in the turn lane. Just like when we start to drive on the highways and you're exiting a highway. When you go to exit a highway, take your foot off of the gas and coast into the exit lane. Don't brake while you're still in the active lane of traffic that's moving at 55 miles per hour. So right there, when I came into this turn lane, I had my foot off of the gas, over the brake, and didn't start braking until I crossed the solid line into the turn lane. Another U-turn and back in the other direction. Now look on this side, the speed limit's 45 miles per hour. All about speed control. It's all about safe following distances. It's all about observation. It's all about concentration. It's all about timing. Everything that you can think of all rolled into getting behind the wheel of a car. One of the most dangerous things you can ever do, but also one of the most fun things you could ever do. So be careful out there, guys. You have the control. there's very few businesses on the right side of Sunrise Highway because of the train. So you've got a lot of train stations, but you don't have too many businesses right on Sunrise Highway in certain stretches because of the train. Let's take a look at these cars making this left turn in front of us. Looks like they've got the guideline to be able to make the turn. Let's see how many of them go over the guideline. And here they come. About 4. Whoa, look at that. I thought that sign was done for. That was a very fast U-turn that truck just made. Not too safe. Entering Seaford. Truck behind me got pretty close there. As we see up ahead, we see a school zone. Maybe the electronic sign is on, maybe it isn't. We'll take a look. This one is not. And we want to get a good look on the right of Seaford High School. My home for the last 10 years. To make a left at this light. Here's where we do not want to block the driveway, so we keep a little distance. Nobody seems to read those signs. Nobody seems to care except the people that want to go in or come out of the driveway. A left turn. And a right lane change. Keeping an eye on the traffic coming out from the right. They're just coming off of a highway. One's trying to sneak around. Always be aware. Watch for any movement. What was that? And what could possibly come from it? You guys got to be getting sick of hearing it, but you know what? It's sinking in. It's absolutely sinking in. You're going to do that every time you drive. You're going to watch for the movement and what could come from it. A car just pulled. Watching that car. Is the door going to open? Well, he's probably got to close the windows first, then he'll open the door. But I was prepared for it. Any movement. Always staying within the speed limits. Guiding into the turn lane, waiting for the oncoming car, and completing our turn, even if the light had changed. Now this is something we absolutely have to do. If you focus on the street sign that is on the right, you will see we are on reverse lane. So being on reverse lane, you absolutely have to do something in reverse. Now we feel that we've accomplished something today. Coming up to the traffic light, where we will make a right. Let's not forget the stop sign first. Full complete stop behind the white line. No sign for no turn on red. So we're going to begin to make the turn. We don't have to turn, but if we see we have the opportunity to do so, we will. Looks pretty busy, so we're going to wait it out. Don't take chances. Looks like the light's going to change for us, and that makes life a lot easier. Don't take chances. Changing lanes to the left. Remember, gradual movement when changing lanes. Don't be aggressive in lane changing. Don't steer sharply into the lane. Another photo in force light. you aware of the signs? What do you mean, am I aware of the signs? Are you aware of the signs? Do you know what you can do and what you can't do, what the signs tell you to do? How about making a left at this stop sign here? Make sure you look at the sign. Oh, I get it. It's a one-way street. But it's pointing in that direction, so I can go that way, right? You certainly can. So now, you come up this way. And you remember how to do a three-point turn? Sure. Okay, let's pull over. And put your left turn signal on. Don't forget that. I got it. I know what I'm doing. And turn the wheel. And, oh, if I had a brake on my side, would I stop you? Why? Because you can't do a three-point turn on a one-way street. You'd be going the wrong way. You've got to remember when you read a sign what it means and the fact that you can't make a three-point turn on a one-way street. You'd be going the wrong direction. So let's make sure that we understand that and learn to read the signs every single time. Let's go up the road a little bit and we'll do another three-point turn. Oh, it's okay. There's no one-way streets anywhere over here. Just go ahead and pull over. Okay. And make your full stop. And now check to make sure it's safe. Oh, you got a car coming. I'd wait for that car. Then go across. Remember, line up the mirror with the top of the curb. That's it. You got it. And now back the other way. Now, make a left at the stop sign. Okay. Get ready to make a left. Start turning. Whoa! One way, do not enter. You've got to learn to read the signs ahead of time. Let's make a right at this stop sign here. Creeping up to make sure it's safe. And we'll make a left over here.